Imagine this. One moment you're riding your donkey through the vast Kazakh steppe, the next, you're standing in the middle of Times Square. Or in this case, Red Square in Moscow. That's exactly what happened to Aldar Kose, the legendary trickster and hero of the people. 1 minute, he was planning his next clever scheme to help a poor villager, and the next, he's surrounded by towering glass buildings, cars honking louder than 100 angry geese, and people staring at tiny glowing rectangles in their hands. Aldar, with his familiar pointed hat and mischievous grin, was utterly bewildered. The air smelled of exhaust fumes instead of fresh grass, and the sounds were a chaotic symphony he'd never heard before. He patted his trusty, albeit imaginary in this new world, donkey, feeling a bit lost. But Aldar Kose wasn't one to stay confused for long. A challenge was a challenge, no matter the century. As he wandered through the bustling streets of modern Moscow, Aldar's sharp eyes, used to spotting a wealthy buy's greed from a mile away, noticed something familiar. It wasn't a Khan demanding tribute, but a slick, smooth-talking businessman named Mr. Anton Volkov. Volkov was a modern-day buy, dressed in a tailored suit instead of a rich chapin. He stood in front of a massive crowd, promising them incredible returns on a revolutionary, new investment app. He spoke of digital fortunes and easy money, and people were eagerly handing over their hard-earned rubles, their faces full of hope. But Aldar saw the flicker of deception in Volkov's eyes. He saw the same old story, a powerful man preying on the dreams of ordinary people. He watched as an elderly woman, a babushka, invested her entire pension, her hands trembling with a mix of excitement and fear. That was the moment Aldar knew he had to act. The game was the same, only the playground had changed. So, how does a trickster from the past outsmart a tech-savvy swindler of the future? Aldar Kose got creative. He realized he couldn't just challenge Volkov to a battle of wits with riddles. He had to use the modern world's own tools against him. His first move was simple yet genius. He created a social media profile. Not for himself, but for a fictional, ridiculously wealthy investor from a far-off land, the Khan of crypto. He started posting photos of incredible, made-up luxury golden laptops, diamond-encrusted phones, all cleverly edited using a free app he learned to use in an hour. He then joined Volkov's online investor groups, dropping hints that he was looking to make a massive investment, but only in a company that was 100% transparent. This immediately put a spotlight on Volkov's shady operations. People started asking questions. Where did the money really go? Why were the terms and conditions so confusing? Then came Aldar's masterpiece, a modern twist on his famous porridge from an axe tale. He announced a live-streamed event where he, as the Khan of crypto, would cook a golden porridge using a single, ordinary smartphone. He promised that anyone who tasted it would become instantly wealthy. Thousands tuned in, including Volkov, who was desperate to get this huge investment. On the live stream, Aldar put a pot on a stove and dropped in a cheap smartphone. He stirred it, saying, "This phone has all the ingredients for wealth. But it needs a little something extra to unlock its power. It needs a pinch of honesty, a dash of transparency from a truly successful company." He then looked directly at the camera and said he needed Volkov to transfer a tiny fraction, just 1% of his company's daily profit, into a public charity fund to season the porridge. The crowd went wild, chanting for Volkov to do it. Trapped, Volkov couldn't refuse without exposing his scam. He made the transfer, and in that instant, Aldar's plan came together. He had Volkov's financial data. Working with a young tech-savvy student he befriended, they traced the transaction, revealing Volkov's network of offshore accounts. The scam was exposed for all to see, live on the internet. The aftermath was swift. The authorities, alerted by the massive public outcry and the digital evidence Aldar had uncovered, arrested Volkov. His assets were frozen, and a process began to return the money to the people he had cheated. The babushka who had invested her pension got her money back, and she tearfully thanked the mysterious Khan of crypto. The people of Moscow celebrated their new folk hero. Aldar Kose, standing on a bridge overlooking the Moskva River, smiled. He had proven that greed and deception are timeless, but so are cleverness, courage, and a desire for justice. As a strange shimmer began to envelop him, he knew his time here was ending. He gave a final wink to the city skyline, a silent promise that wherever people are being tricked, a hero will rise to meet the challenge. And just like that, he vanished, leaving behind a legend for a new generation and a very important lesson. The most powerful tool against any scam isn't technology or money, but a sharp mind and a good heart. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tales of unexpected heroes.